Good morning, it's Harvey Jackson. We're just going to get through some news items here. Canada, China they have a phone call, big deal. Argentina, zero tax, and why? Didn't explain it probably very well yesterday. And there's some more news in here, just maybe explaining China's reluctance to buy soybeans and timing, because we're starting to get to a date that is going to start to be impactful. There's also some palm news there. Europe kicked the can down the road another year. It's probably because they needed to. So you can see here, these are all similar images. Canada PM expects constructive talks. Okay, just because you expect it in your world elite doesn't mean that it's going to happen. Phone call that he figures that there will be some deep seated conflicts that he's going to be able to resolve. Well, he hasn't got anything done yet in his time that he's been here. Those discussions will deepen. I will expect at the appropriate time to meet with President Xi. Well, even Trump hasn't met with President Xi. He had a phone call meeting talking about TikTok, but nothing about egg products. So I don't think it's going to happen. The Argentina export duty went to zero, and this probably doesn't even explain it very well, but it does say what is expected. They need the U.S. dollars to be 90% of foreign currency needs to be settled within 3 days. So they need the money and priced in U.S. dollars, very likely, but they want the U.S. money to help their economy. Their economy is failing, and their currency was going up high, so they need to get a little bit more U.S. currency in there, and that brought down their run up on their dollar, the Argentina peso. So it's actually trying to control the inflation and the economy going with a tailspin. They had taken money from the World Bank, and they're under a lot of pressure. Next story, maritime rates. So this was actually, and it doesn't post it here, but this was something that got posted back, I think it was April something. So this is the revised actions for the trade is going to take come October 14th. So October 14th, there's going to be a $50 per metric ton shipping fee on anything that's Chinese owned and operated ships. And then after that, increase annually to 140 to 19 or to 2028, and assessed per U.S. voyage up to 5 times a year. So October 14th, shipping, additional $50 a ton. So there's a lot of kind of tariff restrictions that Trump has put on China, and there's a lot that needs to be discussed to be able to get them interested in doing business with them. It's not just the 50% tariff or whatever, reciprocal tariffs. It's this shipping even is going to be another one that's going to be in the bullseye. EU to delay anti-deforestation law. Some of the quick reads here. The European Union will delay launching anti-deforestation law for a second time. And I think it's all about they're giving the excuses that it's an IT system issue, but there's also even written in here U.S. is pushing hard against it, and U.S. paper and pulp industry has been previously demanded American products to be exempt. So even just their paper products are going to go up. So maybe their toilet paper, they're worried about the cost of their toilet paper too. Who knows? I don't know what they just, they're tax on their own people. And we're doing the exact same thing with our green agenda too. And then let's just go into the next story. Trump tells EU leaders they're going to hell in a combative U.S. speech. So he was up there for 56 minutes, pushed against the recognizing of the Palestinian state, where other leaders like Canada and EU leaders aligned on the recognizing the Palestinian state against Israel that's been fighting that war. Much of the speech was dominated by two of the biggest grievances: immigration and climate change. He told them that they have to figure out their immigration policies because the countries are going to hell. And those are his words. And immigration and their suicidal energy ideas will be the death of Western Europe. I listened to it on the radio. I couldn't stop laughing when I was listening to it live. He mocked the NATO allies for shutting down the purchases of Russian oil. Like, if you truly want to put pressure on China, quit funding the war. But yeah, it was not a speech that won't go unwarranted, or won't. I'm sure there's going to be clips from that it's going to be hitting social media for sure. Yeah, pretty amazing. So here's the just some clips from for weather. I'm going to get through this one fairly quick. So widespread early October frost risk is low. Um, so if we haven't got frost yet, we might be able to hold on for a little bit longer here. Maybe get into or through all of October. Who knows? So no precipitation for the next 7 days. That's a good story. You can see that it's kind of building for the next 7 days here as well. Oil seeds, so just have a look at the market here. Canola is up a couple bucks, so currently trading 6.19, but there's still huge carry in this market to take us all the way out to July futures in the tune of 40 bucks. Like if you guys somebody needs to sell grain and you don't need the cash, just sell the deferred canola going far out, and still look at it with these markets having a little bit of a pop. Using that $40 and selling even next year's grain as well. It should be looked at. Like the $40 almost pays for the interest and storage costs. Rapeseed up a couple bucks per ton. Soybean oil basically flat, doing nothing. Palm oil up based on some of that news, and I would expect it's going to be well supported with the kick the can, the European kick the green agenda down the road a little bit longer. Crude oil. Up some more, almost 70 cents a barrel to $64. Soybeans just trading 10.08, down 4 cents, and the wheats are basically just hovering around small gains, and the U.S. or the Canadian dollar down a little wee bit. So just have a look at it so you can see this wave analysis is pretty pronounced. We're not getting outside of that channel, that's downward channel, and the expectation is still to get there. European rapeseed, you have these waves as well, but it's actually pricing out to $153. So it's putting European canola into favor here for sure. Or is our canola too cheap? And we're going to find some partners there, especially if we're $153 Canadian cheaper than European canola. European canola doesn't really find its way to other markets other than Europe, but if we're that cheap, we're going to find some way or find some markets on the export, which we need to because we've lost China. And I don't think we're going to find it just because he wants to have constructive conversations. Whatever. Let's just maybe quit bashing that. Soybean oil. The 200-day moving average is actually being pretty supportive and is being respected. It's not going through there. If it does, it's going down to this level here in the 47 cent, and that's not going to be good for canola. Leaking lower, long candles on the way down here, so it looks like we could actually get down to the 585 the way this market is treating soybeans itself. Canola will probably follow along. I would expect this is going to get supported in this area or better, depending on where those purchases for the palm oil come through for Europe, if they're still going to pull palm oil, because the Malaysian palm oil market actually has its own fix to the deforestation. They're actually putting in a lot of palm oil into making their own fuel stocks for diesel. So Canadian dollar basically chopping sideways, not really doing anything, but it's still sticking around this 72.8 kind of range. Just have a quick look at wheat. You can see that we've been trading sideways for quite some time, bouncing off the bottom. We're still no clear trend, but the longer it stays there, the better chance that it's actually going to have that kind of a move, because the buyers are not going to have buyer's remorse of buying that it's going to be cheaper than next week here, because it's only fluctuating within pennies here. Same thing with the Kansas. We've got a little bit of chopping sideways here at the bottom end here. Hopefully this is a bottom, creating a bottom. Chicago, good recovery from the day before. So maybe it is a turnaround Tuesday, but Wednesday's still green here too. So last week I said Wednesday was garbage day, but I guess maybe I moved it to a different day. Milling wheat, almost the same kind of trade there, good recovery. Your corn futures trying to get back into a channel, which is good. And I think that crop is getting smaller as more and more harvest is getting done. There's finding more and more issues with the large USDA number that was expected. I think it just keeps on getting smaller now. Live cattle, we've got a gap. We created a gap with the screwworm news, and we're just going to tighten up those supplies on the live and on the feeder cattle. Feeder cattle is trying to make new highs here as well. We're going to try to shadow that previous high back in early September. Hogs are going along for the ride. I think this is the other red meat that's starting to get consumed as well. Beef keeps going up in price. Pork is very likely going to keep going for the ride. That's all I have for you.